Hello, hello. Welcome back to the bAmplified podcast. I'm Amy Patee, the show host, and this is a show for conscious female entrepreneurs who want to let their energy lead in their business. And today I have a special announcement. I am actually pressing pause on this podcast. Doesn't mean it's going to go away forever, but I've been recording almost an episode per week for quite some time, and I need a little pause. I'm pausing actually a few things in my business, my bAmplified business, and I'll share with you the backstory of why I'm doing this because I know if you're listening, you are also an entrepreneur, and sometimes I enjoy listening the most to other people's stories. I feel like I get a lot out of other people's stories. And so I'll share my story with you. And I've been doing that for a lot of this podcast journey. I've been sharing my story, what I'm going through, what I'm working on, what I'm sensing. And if I do share really practical tools or tips or strategies with you, they're also based on my own experience in my own business or my experience working with other entrepreneurs. So all of you that are listening, and if you have been listening in for a while, I've been talking a lot about transformation, about change, about shifting, about pivoting, because those are the times that we are living through right now. And I know you know this, you've got this because you're feeling it too. I don't think you could be a human being alive on the planet right now and not be feeling this pressure to change. And it doesn't mean it's a bad pressure, but there is this sense that things are changing, whether internally with your own beliefs or your body, your mind, your energy, or externally with, the world around you, your career, your relationships. We are just, as a planet, ripe for change. It's in the astrology, it's in the human design, it's everywhere. So I've been riding this wave. I've been moving through my own transformation and shifting and changing and trusting the flow, trying to stay really, really attuned to what feels aligned. And throughout this podcast, I have talked a lot about human design. That's one of the tools that I use when I work with entrepreneurs and work with helping people with their business, is understanding what their human design is. And I will put a little plug here. If you are listening for the first time, you should go download your free human design chart on my website. There is a link in the show notes to do so. And this is a big report, and it is going to walk you through the basics of your human design. There's over 60 pages in this report, and it's something that could really actually help you and give you kind of a foundation in your human design. So go check that out if you're, again, on the newer side to human design. But through this process of transformation, as the world's changing, as the energy on the planet is changing, as I'm changing, I've been really, really working on listening to myself, my energy, and really paying attention to what feels aligned, what feels in flow. And I have to say, there's been some curveballs. And again, I've talked about this already, but many months ago in the fall, my partner downloaded a message for me, which was basically, I think you're supposed to become a real estate agent. I think you're supposed to get licensed as a real estate agent. And it really came out of left field. But when he said it, my body lit up with a yes. My mind was on defense. My mind was resisting. My mind was coming up with all the reasons why I shouldn't do that, why that was kind of a silly idea. Where did you even get that idea? That doesn't make sense. I was literally speaking out loud resistance, all the reasons why that wasn't a good idea. And as I was doing that, there was this other voice in the background saying, but that's not true. But that's not true. Because my body told me in the moment, this is true. My mind was resisting because it was something out of left field. And that's something I think that all of us can remember, is that our mind does not always think in the realm of truth. Our mind often thinks in the realm of past and then projection into the future. but it does not always think in the realm of truth. But our body is a little bit like a measuring stick. And our body, the cells in our body, the energy in our body will often give us clues when the truth is being spoken. How many of you have had somebody say something and then all of a sudden your body is covered in goosebumps? To me, that is a truth affirmation. When my body becomes covered in goosebumps, I try to say to the person, oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps right now, because I feel like it is a clue that whatever they just said, whatever I just said, whatever just happened is the truth. So listening to my body, I followed this pathway. I am now a licensed real estate agent. I am green. I am brand new in this field. I've gone through all the training, and now it's really just a matter of, generating leads and getting the wheels spinning, getting some experience. And I'm going to do that alongside my bAmplified business. And I'm also pursuing a couple other interests that have just been, hanging out in the sidelines. And I finally feel like I have some time and energy to focus on those as well. So as a result of this new endeavor, becoming a real estate agent, I am pulling back a little bit in my bAmplified business world, at least for now, so that I can dedicate a little bit more time to continuing to learn and to build out this new branch of my career, my business. So in this bAmplified business, I am pausing my podcast, which you're listening to right now. And I also am going to pause or cut way back on my Inner Circle email, which is something else that I was sending out once a week. And I am pressing pause also on my group program. So I have the Human Design and Business Immersion program, which I was, getting ready to do some really heavy marketing around and to launch. I was hoping to launch it, in late January. It's the beginning of February right now. I have not launched it yet. There was something that was kind of holding me back. I have, some people on the wait list, and I did a little bit of marketing, but then again, I was just feeling this internal kind of push on the gas pedal, brake, push on the gas pedal, brake. And I was like, what is going on? Something's not really fully aligned here. And I love this Human Design and Business Immersion program. It was a lot of work to build. It is deep. There is so much content that I share. You literally learn how to become your own human design reader, and you learn how to build a really simple business plan for yourself and to begin implementing it in alignment with your human design. It is an amazing program. The women that attended previous programs, I felt like they were completely transformed and learned so much. And so I want to teach it again because I know how powerful it is. I know how good the content is. And yet my energy is not 100% yes. And I'm a generator. So in human design, there's 4 different energy types. There's 1 hybrid type. And for me as a generator, I need to really feel lit up about something. I also have sacral authority. So it's a yes for me, usually right away in the moment. Or it's a no, or it's a maybe, or it's a maybe later. And so with me, trying to do the marketing for this program, I was like, oh, it's kind of a maybe, it's kind of a yes, but not really. I wasn't getting that full body yes that was backed by energy, backed by momentum and motivation. I just wasn't getting it. At the same time of trying to get this program out there into the world to market it, I was also wanting to begin a once a month mastermind type of online group where female entrepreneurs would come together and gather, and we would just spend 90 minutes together. It would be more for connection and networking. And I would do a little teaching. There would be breakout sessions. We would share. And I love the idea. I think it would be so fun to do. I am longing to connect with more and more, women entrepreneurs especially. And so I loved this idea, and I put it out there, and I got people on the wait list. And again, it was one of those kind of start, stop, start, stop. Do I want to do this? Wait, I'm not sure if I want to do it. When should I do it? What time should I do it? Will it work? Will it not work? It just wasn't flowing. And so throughout all of this, this past weekend, I finally had some time to sit and think and be still and journal. And I just got really clear, like, where do I want to put my energy now? At least for the next, let's say, 3 months. So that would carry me through, the rest of winter into spring. It's like, where do I really want to put my energy now? And for me, I was like, wow, I really need to get this real estate career launched. There's a lot I need to figure out with that. Luckily, I have this strong business foundation that I can, bring along with me into this new branch of my career. But I really need to give that proper attention and energy to launch it. And so that was clear for me. That was a yes. And then when I felt into my bAmplified business, the immersion, the mastermind, I also do one-on-one mentorship work with people. I was like, I don't have the energy for the group programs right now. Because believe it or not, group programs, even though they are scalable, like you can get more people into a program and make more money without necessarily having to do, more work, they do actually require a lot of work. And I already have the immersion designed. I have the slide decks. I have kind of the process, but there still just is this before, during, and after time that when I was tuning into it felt like a little bit of a drain. Like it felt a little exhausting to me. And I was like, okay, good information. I need to pause that and just give myself some time. The last program ended a few months ago, and it's okay to take a break. I taught the curriculum 3 times through. It's okay to take a break. So I'm pressing pause on that, but I do want to come back to it, but we'll see how that flows. The mastermind, same thing. I was like, that's a brand new group program. It's only once a month. It would probably be easy for me to do. And my energy's not 100% yes. So I'm going to press pause on that because, again, I can come back to that in a few months, but press pause on it right now. Take the pressure off as I'm investing in launching this new branch of my career because things take energy. And I'm 49. I just turned 49. I'm in perimenopause. I'm in my midlife phase. I don't want to be doing a million things. I want to really be able to focus my energy and attention in one direction. So pausing the group programs. However, I'm still offering one-on-one work because that works for me right now. That was a yes. So one-on-one bAmplified business mentorship. That's a 3-month container. If you're listening to this and you're like bummed because you wanted to do the immersion, check out the mentorship. Again, there will be a link below, but in the mentorship, you can really progress your business. You can really increase your income. You can really gain the momentum that you want to move in the direction you want to move in your business because I am right there alongside of you. And I have built so many businesses. I have launched physical products, digital products. I produced a large-scale yoga conference. I have done so much in the world of business, and I have a knack for sitting down with people, hearing where they're at, where they want to go, and then launching with them. Like we go for it and we make shit happen. I have a knack for it. Like I will bring the momentum, I will bring the direction, I will bring the to-do list, we will strategize, and you will feel like a boost of energy to get you going in the right direction. Check that mentorship out if you are longing for some support and you're really ready to take some leaps and bounds in your business. You have to be ready to do the work on your end, but I will be there right alongside of you. And I've been at it for many years. Over 25 years, I've been an entrepreneur. So you get to access all of that experience. So check that out. There's also other one-on-one options that I'm going to keep on the table, like my one-on-one human design reading, my one-on-one business catalyst session. Those are for people who just want to do a one-off with me and not commit to that big 3-month container. So that's the bAmplified world. In a nutshell, that's going to be what's happening, at least for the next few months as I get things moving with my real estate business. Once I get that all set up and running smoothly, then I may feel like, oh, now I have more energy and time to invest into the immersion again. So we'll see where it all lands, but I am trusting this pivot and this flow. And I'm also, again, just being reminded of how important it is for me to trust the intelligence of my body and the yeses that are coming through my body, the sensations that are coming through my body, because my mind, all of our minds often are going to try to convince us to do things because it thinks that we should. If I do this, I'm a good person. If I do this, I'll be successful. If I do this, that means I'm doing business right. I don't know. Your mind's going to tell you different things, but it will often tell us what we should do. It's not rooted or anchored in the truth. But your body, and especially, through the lens of human design, your inner authority is going to help you really make correct decisions about the direction you should be moving in. And so whenever you're going to launch something, if it's a group program, for instance, just using my example with the immersion, I recommend, pausing, listening, asking your energy, asking your body, is this correct? Is this the way I want to go? And yes, sometimes our resistance gets in the way, not only mentally, but also physically. So we carry a lot of resistance in our body. It can be old backed up emotions, all kinds of things. And sometimes the truth that we think we're getting through our body is a little bit distorted. So that does happen. This is a practice, right? The more you practice, the easier it becomes. But practice asking your body and your energy versus only asking and relying upon your mind and what your mind might have to say about the thing. Okay, the last couple of things I do want to share with you also is that I taught yoga for 20 years. And I took a break from that as well because I got burnt out and I just needed to have some space. And I thought, I'm never going to teach again. I love yoga. I love the practice. I love how it makes me feel. I even loved teaching. When I was teaching, I always loved teaching, but I didn't think I was going to ever want to step back into that role again. But in the last, year, especially in the last 6 months, that has been top of mind for me as well. Like, I really want to get back to that. But I want to get back to it as something that I'm doing on the side because it brings me joy. It's not something I'm doing to, make a career out of it. It's not something I'm doing to make a ton of money. It's really something that I want to do because it brings me joy. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because there are things that don't make us a lot of money, but we love doing them or we're really gifted at them. And sometimes we think we have to figure out how to make a business around that thing that we love to do. But maybe it's not meant to be your business or it's not meant to be the sole way that you make an income. And when you try to make a business out of it, it flatlines that thing for you, or it takes away some of the magic for you, or it just becomes a struggle. And so just as a little side note, if you've been working hard at trying to make something a go in your life and to make it successful, maybe that particular thing is really just meant to be something that you do or share to bring you joy, and it doesn't have to be your career. So just know that might, it might feel deflating at first, or it might feel like a relief, to be honest. But know that that's available to you to decide, what do you make as a career? What do you keep as your own little magic gift that you share just because you love sharing it, you love offering it or giving it? You get to decide. And for many of us, and I started talking about this in the last episode just a little bit with the little tip that I left you, many of us, we need to make money with our career. Whatever it is that we're doing, we need to make money. And with the yoga, for instance, I taught yoga 20 years. I didn't make necessarily a great living. I think that it is possible. But also yoga teachers, fitness instructors, they're just not paid top dollar. Let's be honest. And you can't teach yoga 40 hours a week, right? And so, it took me a long time to get there, but I was doing many other things in my yoga career. Like I said, I was doing all kinds of things. I didn't just depend upon my yoga instructor income. I was doing all kinds of other things. But it took me a while to get to this place where now I can choose to teach yoga because I love it, because it brings me joy. I love connecting with people. I love how it feels. And I don't have to make that my career. That's just one little thing that I offer, but it's not my career and it's not how I intend to make my full income. But that is something else that's coming through, and that's something new that I'm going to be offering in the next few months. I'm going to be offering some online yoga classes, some pop-up in-person classes, which I'm really excited about having that as an outlet and another way to grow community again and get back into connection with people, which I feel like is number one right now for what I need and for what the world needs. I'll speak for the world here. I feel like the world and people need community, need connection now more than ever. I live in Minnesota. There's a lot going down right now in Minnesota. If you have not heard, you can Google it. ICE operations are happening and attempting to tear communities apart, families apart, people apart. And the community is gathering. Neighborhoods are coming together. People are coming together. And the community care is off the charts. So I think that's something new that we are living into right now. We are returning to this this kind of baseline, community care centered approach. Maybe you're feeling that too. So yoga is one way that I'm going to be cultivating that for myself and for my neighborhood and my community. Okay, that was a lot. I just talked and talked quite a bit. Sorry for the ramble. I did not script that. I just came on, pressed record, and started talking. But I wanted to, share all of that with you. I hope it made a little bit of sense. I am not claiming to be a podcast pro by any means. If I was going to continue with this podcast right now, I would be working probably on refining how I deliver. I know a lot of people work with a script when they do podcasts, but that has not been my jam. I've worked with bullet points for sure. I do appreciate being able to just come on, press record, and then start speaking because it allows me to speak in the flow intuitively and allow the downloads to come through. It may not always be as succinct as people would like. You can speed this up on most platforms, thank God. But yeah, there you have it. That's the update. So I'm not sure when you will hear from me again. Get on my email list if you want to stay in touch for sure. Remember, you can download that free human design report via the link in the show notes. You can check out my mentorship program. You can check out the other links that I have down there below. There's lots of ways to find me and stay connected. And I would love that if you've been listening to this podcast and benefiting. I would love, love, love to stay connected to you. And definitely there will be more to come. I am a never-ending innovator and experimenter, so there's definitely going to be more to come. And I'm excited for what's to come. This is a big year for all of us. 2026 is a big year. It's a threshold year, a year where lots of transformation is going to be taking place. So thanks again for being here. Thanks for listening, and let's stay connected. All right, have a beautiful rest of your day.